So I've been rewatching Atla, and there's this thing that I've noticed that I'm gonna call the degeneration of the Fire Nation. And basically, it's just kind of this difference between what we see of Fire Lord Sozin and what we see of Fire Lord Ozai. And I think it's this really interesting concept that a nation like the Fire Nation, or I guess a lineage like the Fire Nation lineage, can degenerate. So if we look at Fire Lord Sozin, his original goal was kind of, I want to like share the Fire Nation's prosperity with the rest of the world. But when, they couldn't do that and there were challenges that arose, he tried to eliminate the challenges. So what did he do? He went against Avatar Roku. He tried to wipe out the air nomads so that the Avatar cycle would be destroyed. He didn't want the next Avatar to live. If you look at Fire Lord Ozai, by the end, we see that he is kind of only concerned with world domination. And while I think it is fair to say that maybe Sozin got away from his original goal a bit, because wiping out the air nomads doesn't really feel congruent with the goal of sharing your nation's prosperity with the rest of the world. It feels kind of too far gone. On the opposite hand, Ozai seems to have never had good intentions at all. He seems to just be concerned with power, as we can see in Season 3, Episode 18, also known as Sozin's Comic Part 1, The Phoenix King. Ozai decides to name himself the Phoenix King, which in my book is very pretentious and clearly evidence that he just became drunk on power. I mean, even Azula seems to have a little bit more care than he does. I mean, okay, her goals are ultimately the same in the sense that they're self-serving, but at least she wants the approval of her father, and she has a reason for doing what she does. Just to take it a step further, Azula is a villain that you can actually sympathize with because she is clearly not mentally regular. I don't want to go as far as to say that maybe she's a psychopath, but she clearly has some kind of awareness in herself that she is a little bit insane. So we can sympathize with her on some level for being a monster, whereas Ozai doesn't really have a reason for that. And it's for this reason I say that there was a clear degeneration in the goals and the motives behind the Fire Nation's expansion to the rest of the world.